Paris was still waking up when Emilia Carter stepped out of her apartment building au Rue des Écoles, clutching a half-finished croissant and a Sense Paris tote bag. The sun glowed softly behind the pale Haussmann façade, casting gold ribbons on the sidewalk. Fresh air, fresh start, fresh chaos, la vie parisienne. Her phone buzzed. Sylvie, you're late. Emilia froze mid-step. Late? But it's 8:47. Another buzz. Sylvie, we said 8:45. In France? Punctuality is elegance. Emilia muttered, no, in France punctuality is optional, unless I'm the one late. She sprinted toward the metro, heels clicking desperately, when a cyclist swerved past. Attention! He shouted. I'm sorry, I'm American, she yelled back, which felt like an explanation and a confession. The train arrived just as the doors were closing. She squeezed inside, completely committing to the Parisian tradition of ignoring personal space. Her tote bag smacked a businessman. He glared. Emilia smiled apologetically. At Saint-Germain-des-Prés, she climbed the steps 2 at a time. The moment she stepped onto the sidewalk, she inhaled the unmistakable scent of roasted coffee and expensive perfume. Paris in one breath. Finally, she reached Sense Paris, cheeks flushed. Mia looked up from her makeup bag, perched casually on reception's marble counter. Girl, you look like you fought a croissant and lost, Mia said. I did, and I arrived late to the duel. Welcome to Paris, Bibi. Sylvie appeared like a dark cloud of elegance, polished, intimidating, and flawless in a black silk ensemble. Emilia, Sylvie said in her most disapproving tone. We have a client meeting in 10 minutes, and you are, how do you say, a disaster. I prefer work in progress, Emilia tried. Sylvie ignored that. We are presenting to Maison Durée, one of the oldest Parisian perfume houses. It is crucial. Do not embarrass me. I won't. Good, Sylvie said. Because you're speaking. What? You insisted you wanted more responsibility. Be careful what you wish for. Sylvie walked away. It's threatening the world. Mia snickered. Ooh, girl, welcome to French business culture. Sink or swim. And you're not wearing floaties. Before Emilia could respond, the door opened, and in walked a man holding 2 takeaway cappuccinos. Her heart did a backflip. Gabriel, his hair slightly messy, his eyes warm as ever, wearing a charcoal sweater that looked like it belonged in a magazine. Emilia, he said with that soft voice that sounded illegal. Your usual? He handed her one of the coffees. Mia whispered behind her, Mon Dieu, the man is a dessert. Emilia felt heat crawl up her neck. Thank you, I thought I wouldn't survive this morning. You always survive, Gabriel said. You're persistent. She laughed. Is that a compliment? It is. And I like seeing you in the morning. She inhaled sharply. Mia mouthed, Ask him out. Emilia pretended to ignore it. But before anything could happen, Camille appeared. Perfect, chic, effortlessly Parisian. Beige coat, soft waves, red lipstick. Gabriel, darling, Camille said, kissing his cheek. Tu es prêt? He nodded. We're going to the distributor in Montmartre. Camille noticed Emilia. Bonjour, Emilia. Bonjour, Emilia answered, trying not to sound awkward. Camille smiled sweetly, but with a faint territorial sparkle. We should all have dinner sometime, the 3 of us. Mia whispered to Emilia. Oh, that's what we call in France, marking her territory. Gabriel glanced back at Emilia before leaving, his expression unreadable. Or maybe it was very readable and complicated. Sylvie clapped once. Meeting. Now. Welcome to the new day of chaos. The conference room at Seine, Paris looked like a scene from an ultra-expensive design catalog. Glass walls, golden French accents, curated minimalism. On the table, a row of perfume bottles stood like elegant soldiers. Maison Durée Délégation entered, older, refined, traditional, very French. Their creative director, Madame Lefebvre, wore pearls that probably cost as much as Emilia's entire apartment. Sylvie began the meeting. We are honored to collaborate with Maison Durée, a brand that represents timeless French luxury. Madame Lefebvre nodded. We are looking to modernize our image, but subtly, not Americanizing. She glanced at Emilia. You understand? Emilia swallowed. Oui, bien sûr. Sylvie gestured toward her. Emilia will present our proposal. Emilia stood, palms sweating. Maison Durée identity is heritage, she began. But heritage doesn't mean being silent. Our concept is to unveil your history through modern storytelling. She clicked the projector. Nothing happened. She clicked again. Still nothing. Sylvie's eyes widened with icy murder. Mia mouthed behind the glass. Girl, fix it. Emilia leaned over the laptop. Just a moment. Technical issue. Madame Lefebvre sighed. Technology is overrated. At last the screen flickered, then displayed Emilia's grocery list. The room went silent. Eggs, sparkling water, shampoo, wine, the cheap kind. Sylvie looked ready to commit homicide. Emilia slammed the laptop shut. That was not the presentation. Mia whispered from the doorway. This is iconic. Trying not to collapse in embarrassment, Emilia launched into improvisation. Maison Durée is not just a perfume, she said. It's a memory, a moment captured in scent. Paris is full of such moments. One breath and you're transported. That's what we want the world to feel. Madame Lefebvre leaned in slightly. Encouraged, Emilia continued. We want to take your heritage and translate it into modern emotions. A Parisian woman today isn't fixed in tradition. She's sophisticated, but free. She chooses her own scent, her own story. The room softened. Sylvie raised an eyebrow. Impressed, annoyed, or both. After a moment, Madame Lefebvre said, not too American. I like the spontaneity. We will refine, Sylvie added quickly. Emilia is enthusiastic. When the delegation left, Sylvie pivoted to Emilia. You, she said, are chaos. But luckily for you, chaos sells. Sometimes. Emilia exhaled. So, it wasn't a disaster? It was a disaster, Sylvie said, but survivable and somehow charming. Like you. Emilia grinned, relieved, but then Sylvie added, Do not make me regret hiring you. That evening, Emilia walked along the Seine with Mia, decompressing after the emotionally violent day. I can't believe I showed my grocery list to a heritage perfume house, Emilia groaned. Oh, honey, Mia said, linking arms. At least you didn't have toenail cream on it. That was last week. My point exactly. They stopped by a crepe stand, ordering crepe au Nutella. Warm air, soft river breeze, glowing bridges. Paris was a romantic movie, and Emilia was the protagonist with the worst luck. Do you think Sylvie hates me? Emilia asked. No. If Sylvie hated you, you'd know. She hates loudly. Just then, Emilia's email notification chimed. From Maison Durée, subject, concept proposal. She opened it. Votre vraiment paritums. We were impressed by your natural storytelling. We want to move forward with your campaign direction. Merci. Emilia's jaw dropped. Oh my God, Mia, they said yes to my idea. Yes, bébé, you better work. Paris is finally loving you back. Mia wrapped her in a dramatic hug that nearly knocked both of them over. Emilia's heart soared. For once, something went right. As they walked, she caught sight of Gabriel, leaning against a stone railing a bit further down the path, staring at the river. Alone. Her chest tightened. "I'll wait over here," Mia whispered, giving a little push. "Go, say hi, or bonjour, or something sexy." Emilia approached him slowly. "Hey." Gabriel looked up surprised, then smiled warmly. "Emilia, fancy seeing you here." "You always say that. It's always true." She smiled. "Long day?" "Very, but Paris helps." "Does it?" "When I look at the water, yes." He hesitated, then added softly, "When I see you, yes." Emilia felt her heartbeat quicken. "I? Really?" Gabriel stepped closer. "You bring energy, light. I like it." She blinked, stunned. But then, footsteps. Camille appeared, running toward him with a scarf in hand. "Gabriel, you forgot this," she said lovingly, kissing his cheek. Emilia felt that invisible sting behind her ribs. Gabriel gave Emilia a fleeting look. Guilty? Conflicted? Before Camille looped her arm around his. "Join us for dinner tomorrow?" Camille asked brightly. "Oh, sure," Emilia said, because refusing would make everything worse. "Parfait," Camille beamed. As they walked away, Gabriel glanced back at Emilia one more time. Mia rejoined her. "Ooh, triangle vibes. Très Paris." Emilia sighed. "I need wine." "You need boundaries," Mia corrected. "And wine." They started walking home, Paris twinkling behind them. Beautiful, complicated, full of promise and impending disaster. The next morning, Paris felt almost too bright. Emilia woke up with a strange mixture bubbling inside her. Excitement over Maison Duré's approval, dread about tonight's friendly dinner with Gabrielle and Camille, and of course, Sylvie breathing down her neck like a glamorous panther ready to pounce. She attempted to straighten her hair while answering messages from Mia, who had already sent 16 TikToks about navigating love triangles like a French queen. Step 1, never panic. Step 2, always look hotter than both of them. Step 3, drink champagne. "Okay, that's not helpful," Emilia muttered, while shoving half a baguette in her mouth. She arrived at Sans Paris, buzzing with caffeine and anxiety. Sylvie was already in the office, looking like she stepped out of a Dior campaign. Sharp black dress, killer red lips, an aura of "I don't tolerate idiocy." "Emilia," Sylvie said without looking up, "we need to prepare the final concept proposal for Maison Durée by Friday." "Friday? But that's 2 days." "Yes, time moves differently in Paris. Faster when you are under pressure, slower when you're waiting for men." Emilia blinked. Sure, I'll start the visuals today. And the story, and the tagline, and the digital rollout concept." "So, everything?" "Yes," Sylvie said, sipping espresso. "Everything. I am going to the spa at 4, so do not disturb me unless the office is on fire." Mia leaned in behind Emilia and whispered, "She means literal fire. If it's emotional fire, she will throw water on it. And by water, I mean sarcasm." Work consumed the morning. Emilia sketched mood boards, scribbled taglines, tried colors, rejected them, tried again. Not enough heritage. Too modern. Too floral. Too cold. Too American. At noon, Gabrielle messaged her. "Gabrielle, dinner tonight at 7? Camille booked a little place near Odeon. Wear something warm. Emilia froze. Wear something warm? Why did that feel like a personal comment? A sweet one. The familiar one. Mia peeked at her screen. Oh, he wants you cozy. Cozy is dangerous. Stop, Emilia hissed. It's just dinner. With him, Mia added, and his girlfriend. That's the part that makes it not cozy. Mia sighed dramatically. You know, in Paris, the line between romantic tension and emotional self-destruction is very thin, like your eyeliner on a humid day. Emilia groaned. I hate triangles. No one loves triangles, except geometry teachers, and maybe Frenchmen. The day blurred as deadlines grew closer. By 5, she had only finalized half of the concept. Sylvie sent her a voice memo that sounded like a verdict. Emilia, this needs refinement. You are at 40%. I need you at 100. Do not disappoint Maison Durée or me. Emilia texted back a polite understood, while Mia yelled into the void. Understood means I'm dying, but okay. By the time the clock hit 6:15, Emilia barely had time to run home, shower at lightning speed, and throw on a cream knit sweater, a skirt, tights, boots, and a coat that felt very French girl trying. She glanced in the mirror. She looked hopeful and terrified. Tonight could either be fine or it could be a disaster served with wine. Most likely, both. The restaurant Camille chose was the type Emilia had always imagined Paris would be. Worn dim lighting, burgundy velvet booths, elegant mirrors reflecting golden candlelight. It felt like a postcard. Gabrielle and Camille were already there, seated across from each other, looking picture perfect. Gabriel stood immediately when he saw Emilia. You made it, he said, smiling in a way that made her knees almost buckle. Camille kissed Emilia on both cheeks. So happy you could join us. It's been too long. Totally, Emilia lied, sliding into the booth beside Camille, across from Gabrielle. A server poured wine. Camille spoke excitedly about her new art exhibit, minimalist photography that captured the silence inside color. Emilia didn't understand what that meant, but nodded politely. Gabrielle listened, supportive, but slightly distant. Then Camille asked, "And how is work, Emilia? Mia told me you're doing something big with Maison Durée." "Oh, yes, it's intense," Emilia admitted. "But I think it's going well. I hope so." Gabrielle leaned forward. "It will. You're good at what you do." Her cheeks warmed. Camille smiled sweetly. She is good and enthusiastic. Americans always are. Was that a compliment? A jab? Both? Before Emilia could decipher it, Camille added, "Maybe I should bring her to that event in Montmartre next month. She'd enjoy the energy." Gabriel's expression tightened, not angry, but protective or worried. Emilia swallowed. That sounds nice, actually. Dinner continued with small talk, jokes, and surprisingly natural moments until Camille excused herself to take a phone call outside. The moment she left, silence lingered between Emilia and Gabriel, soft, heavy, electrified. "You look different tonight," he said finally. "Different how?" "More Parisian, softer. I don't know." He paused. "Beautiful." Emilia's breath hitched. "Gabriel." He shook his head. "I'm not supposed to say that." She looked at him, really looked him, and saw conflict in his eyes. A mixture of longing and guilt. "Gabriel," she whispered, "what are we doing?" He opened his mouth, but Camille returned, smiling. Good news, she announced. My gallery deal went through. We should celebrate. The server brought dessert. Camille fed Gabriel a spoonful with a playful laugh. Emilia felt something inside her crumble, a quiet ache she tried to swallow with creme brulee. When dinner ended, Camille hugged Emilia warmly. Come to brunch this weekend, she said. We adore you. Emilia forced a smile. Of course. Gabriel walked her outside while Camille called a cab. It was cold. Gabriel took off his scarf and wrapped it around her neck without asking. You'll freeze, he said softly. Gabriel. He stepped closer. Tonight was complicated. Yeah, Emilia whispered. It was. He stared at her for a long moment, as if choosing between two impossible things. Then he stepped back. Good night, Emilia. Camille waved from the taxi. Bonne nuit. Emilia stood on the sidewalk, scarf wore around her neck, heart cold in her chest. The situation was breaking her, and she was letting it. The next morning, Emilia arrived at Seine, Paris, exhausted, emotionally and physically, resembling a croissant someone stepped on. Mia took one look and gasped. Who hurt you? Give me names. No one. Everyone. I don't know, Emilia mumbled. But before Mia could interrogate further, Sylvie emerged with fresh fury. We have a problem, Sylvie said. What kind of problem? Emilia asked cautiously. The worst kind, the political kind. She handed Emilia a tablet. On the screen, Maison Durette's Rival Brand, Fragrance Lumière, had just launched a teaser campaign. The tagline? Almost identical to Emilia's concept. Emilia felt her stomach drop. But how? We haven't presented publicly. We haven't sent anything. It means one thing, Sylvie said bluntly. Someone leaked. Mia gasped. But who? Sylvie's eyes narrowed. Maison Durette assumes it was us. They want answers by tomorrow. Emilia nearly choked. Tomorrow? But I didn't. I would never. I know, Sylvie snapped. You're chaotic, but you're not stupid. Emilia paced. Okay. We'll prove it wasn't us. We'll check access logs. We don't have time, Sylvie said. Maison Durette is threatening to cancel. Emilia froze. No. This campaign, it's my first real project. It can't die because of something I didn't do. Sylvie softened just slightly. Then fix it. Emilia clenched her joie. I will. As she rushed to her desk, Mia whispered, Oh, hell, this is bad. Not just French bad. Thanks, Emilia muttered. That's reassuring. She spent the entire morning digging through files, timestamps, shared folders. Nothing indicated a leak on their side, but something felt wrong. During lunch break, she walked outside to clear her head and found Gabriel standing across the street, as if waiting. Her heart squeezed painfully. What are you doing here? She asked. I wanted to check on you, he said softly. You looked upset after dinner. I'm fine, she lied. Emilia. I have to fix a crisis, she said. So I can't. Whatever this is, we can't talk right now. He stepped closer. Let me help. You can't help with this. But I want to. She exhaled shakily. Gabriel, last night felt like a warning. His jaw flexed. A warning of what? That we're getting too close. He looked wounded, but he stayed silent. Just then Camille appeared around the corner, smiling, holding a coffee cup. Gabriel, I thought you were getting croissant. Oh! She spotted Emilia. Bonjour. Emilia forced a smile. Bonjour. Gabriel looked between them, torn, guilty, confused. Camille linked her arm with his. We were just talking about our weekend plans. You should join. It will be fun. Emilia swallowed. I can't. Work emergency. Oh no, Camille said sympathetically. Is it the perfume project? Emilia froze. How did you know? She asked. Camille blinked. What? You said, how did you know it was about the perfume project? I didn't mention it. Camille stiffened slightly. Oh, I assumed. Mia said you were busy. Just a guess. Too fast, too smooth. Emilia's heart thudded. Something was wrong. Very wrong. I have to go, Emilia said quickly. Goodbye. She rushed back inside, mind spinning. Could Camille? No. Could she? Would she? But the real question struck harder. Why did Camille know something she shouldn't? Inside, Mia saw Emilia's expression and gasped. Oh God, what now? Emilia whispered. I think Camille knows something she shouldn't know about the campaign. Mia's jaw dropped. Oh no, girl. This is going to get messy. And Paris, beautiful, romantic Paris, suddenly felt like a battlefield. Paris had a way of glowing at night. Not shining, not sparkling, but glowing, like someone had dimmed the entire city into a soft, candlelit whisper. Emilia stepped onto the cobblestone street outside Le Ciel Rouge, the exclusive rooftop event venue perched above the 7th arrondissement. From here, she could see the Eiffel Tower rising in gold behind drifting clouds, every shimmer echoing somewhere inside her chest. Tonight was Maison Lumiere's Autumn Reveal Gala. The event Emilia had effectively rebuilt from scratch after the disaster with the wrong teaser, the angry client, the office tension, the unwanted kiss from a rival, the not quite a confession from Etienne, and the general Parisian chaos that seemed personally designed to test her sanity. She took a deep breath. For the first time since arriving in France, she felt steady. Then she opened the glass doors and instantaneously regretted it. A tidal wave of guests in couture, champagne towers, ambient lighting, and a live string quartet hit her all at once. PR assistants rushed around with tablets. Photographers flashed. Models glided like elegant ghosts. Zoe spotted her immediately. Emilia! Finally! You look, how do I say, illegally pretty. Emilia glanced at her reflection in one of the mirrored pillars. Her hair was in soft waves. Zoe smirked so hard her lipstick nearly cracked. Maybe because you saved his life, his career, his company, and also because he definitely likes you. Zoe. Yes, I'm going. She fluttered away. But remember, men in Paris are like pastries, best enjoyed warm and not overthought. Emilia exhaled and tried to look busy, which was hard because she wasn't busy, she was stalling. She passed through the crowd, scanning for Etienne, when someone tapped her shoulder. Gabriel. Not that Gabriel, but honestly, dangerously close. This was the chef from the little corner bistro downstairs, the one who'd accidentally witnessed her practically crying on the sidewalk moment 2 days earlier. Bonsoir, Emilia, he said softly. You clean up well. Oh, hi, you're invited? I catered the small bites. He held up a tray of miniature truffle vol au vent, and I kept one aside for you. She smiled, touched. You're sweet. And you look nervous, he observed. You okay? Just work stuff. And possibly man stuff, he said, eyebrow raised. Emilia nearly choked. Why would you think that? Because you blush when you lie. Before she could respond, a familiar voice cut through the music. Emilia. She turned. Etienne. Paris was dramatic, but Etienne had decided to outdo the entire city tonight in a perfectly tailored black suit. With a silver tie and the faintest trace of cologne that hit her like a memory she didn't own yet. Gabriel smiled gently. You have someone waiting for you. I should go. He slipped away with a respectful nod. Etienne stopped in front of her, gaze steady, unreadable. You've been avoiding me, he said. I haven't. You have. Amelia swallowed. Maybe a little. Why? Because I don't want to misunderstand anything, or ruin anything, or complicate the one thing that's actually going right for me. A flicker of emotion passed across his face. You think we are what might ruin things? I don't know, she said quietly. But every time we're in the same room, something chaotic happens. He stepped closer, lowering his voice. Chaos is the beginning of every good Paris. Emilia, he said slowly. You changed this place. You changed the energy, the ideas, the way the team works. You annoy Colette, which is a personal joy, and you push me in ways I haven't been pushed in years. She laughed nervously. Is that a compliment? It's a confession. Her breath stopped. You're brilliant, he said. Messy, yes, loud sometimes. You get lost constantly. You rush into meetings late with pastries and then pretend it was intentional, but you're brilliant. Heat bloomed across her cheeks. And, he added, I haven't stopped thinking about the moment you saved our campaign. Etienne, he shook his head. Let me finish. I don't do this. I don't say things like this, but you deserve to hear it. You make me better at my job, better with people, better at life even. She stared at him, stunned. A part of her wanted to run. A part of her wanted to kiss him. A bigger part wanted to do both at the same time. Instead, she whispered, So what exactly are you saying? He inhaled deeply. That I want to be in your life, not just at the office, not just in crisis. I want more, if you do. She opened her mouth, but an eruption of applause exploded behind them. The lights dimmed, and the giant screens lit up with the Autumn Reveal campaign. Her campaign. Her heart kicked as bold graphics, warm colors, slow-motion shots of the models, and her entire revised strategy came alive on screen. Zoe sprinted to them. Emilia, they love it. The clients are smiling, the investors are smiling, even Colette is smiling, and she hasn't done that since 2014. Etienne turned to Emilia with a slow, proud smile. This is your moment. Enjoy it. She watched, chest swelling. Paris dream. The one she feared was slipping through her fingers every day was right there on the screen. Alive. Real. Her work. Etienne leaned close. Still think you ruin things? She laughed, wiping away a tear. No, I think I'm finally starting to get it right. Zoe slung an arm around her and whispered, Proud of you, Bibi. When the applause died down and the guests moved to the dance floor, Etienne offered her his hand. Come with me, he murmured. She took it. He led her to the very edge of the rooftop, where the view of the city stretched endlessly. Music drifted through the air, soft, romantic, old-fashioned. He placed a hand on her waist. She rested hers on his shoulder. They began to dance, slowly, quietly, barely moving, just enough to feel the closeness. Parisian, he whispered. I think I'm finally starting to believe that. He brushed a strand of hair from her face. Emilia? Yes? Can I kiss you now? Her heart somersaulted. Yes, she breathed. He kissed her, soft at first, almost testing, then deeper as she melted into him under the Paris night. It was warm. It was terrifying. It was perfect. When they pulled apart, the Eiffel Tower burst into its hourly sparkle. As if the city itself had been waiting for this very moment, Emilia laughed in disbelief. Okay, that's unfair. Even the monuments are dramatic. Etienne smiled. Welcome to your real Paris. She looked at him, at the glowing skyline, at the life unfolding in front of her. A mix of romance, career, chaos. Exactly the cocktail she never knew she needed. And as Paris glittered around them, she realized this was only the beginning.